And good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Accurate the Early. I'm Ariella Scalese.
And I'm Constanzer. Monday, August 4th. Of course, it is a busy day as we kick off the month of August. For many, it can mean festival season, of course. A lot of things to do with that. We just had a big festival, Lollapalooza.
I love it. It seems like you know more about that than I do.
Well, Music Fest.
Oh,
I think that's always a big deal in August.
I gotta
There's a
check
lot
in
of
with my dad about that one. He's big into the Music Fest.
There's a big blues one towards the end of the month. And is it blues?
That sounds fun.
Bluegrass, maybe. I think it's in Delaware.
Would not have guessed. Of all the states, would not have been like, you know what, I bet that one's in Delaware, but it looks like something to look forward to. Maybe for some families, vacation for the month of August before kids go back to school. Let's start off with a quick look at the forecast because all of those things we just listed are so dependent on how the weather shapes up.
And unfortunately, it is still quite wet at this point in time. We'll get this in the motion there. Thunderstorms have already slid their way through Dallas, still creating a host of travel problems there, and there are still some severe warned thunderstorms as these push their way south down interstates of 35 and through at least for a little while longer. But our story has been some very heavy rain the southern side of South Carolina, Hilton Head. There you've had a different story if you're beaching there, and all across southern Georgia, northern Florida, specifically the Florida Panhandle, the forest, and south of that, Panama City still dealing with the heavy rainfall. In fact, they're dealing with mostly moderate to heavy rain at this point in time, maybe to lighten up soon here. Tallahassee, still some thunderstorms cruising around your area, and it just lifts northward there across so much of southern Georgia. As it ventures northward, it becomes more of a light to moderate rain shower activity. Atlanta and parts of Greensboro and so many different locations there. I shouldn't say Greensboro, Greenville, South Carolina, as we deal with some of the heaviest rain moving through. This is all part of a very moist pattern, which you can see there's plenty of moisture around. We have access to the Gulf. That's going to keep lifting northward and biting into that moisture into parts of Tennessee and North Carolina, which means more folks will get in on the rain. The other story on this map, that Atlantic stays away from Bermuda and all land at this point. So our story continues to be the soaking thunderstorms in the southeast. Atlanta kept to 68 today. Nashville, you have some thunderstorms. Georgia lifting northward. Atlanta, the drive home is probably a mess with flooding rainfall potential. Overnight tonight, that shield of rain moves into South Carolina, North Carolina. Some of it will start to diminish, but some of it will During your forecast, you missed some very important texts from Bernie Reno. He sent a picture of us in front of Max Pizza because he's in Wildwood. We're on a Max Pizza?
Oh, not us, sorry. Let me rephrase that. He sent a picture of himself to us.
I was like,
I thought that's what the picture was going to be at first, was like us on the network.
We made it now.
But no, it's a selfie of Bernie with the sign behind him. I asked if we can put it on air, but we'll see what the response is. So you've missed a lot in those 3 minutes you were giving.
It needs to be a double box with the Wildwood camera.
Oh, perfect. All right, we'll work on some of that.
Dexter, newly formed in the Atlantic, and of course, maybe catching a few folks off guard, though we've been highlighting it on the AccuWeather Network and AccuWeather for days.
And maybe, you know, this has been a name I think that's gotten a lot of popularity here. Everyone looks at the names and maybe a disappointment that's, it's just a tropical storm staying out to sea, but those are our favorites. Those are actually the best storms.
Yeah, they really do, because they do a couple of different things. First off, they don't impact people, which is great, but also they turn up the water to help cool things down and slow down the rest of hurricane season here in this part of the region. And now we're kind of shifting the pattern a little bit as things get warmer and storms increase, although we've been staying pretty stormy here. A gradual improvement, though, in the air quality with the shift of the wind, but it's more of a southerly flow, bringing us higher temperatures, higher humidity, and it's lining up where most of the rain fell here. Fargo now has made it just over a ½ inch of rain, and for Sioux Falls, just a few hundredths of an inch. Some of those heavier pockets, though, into northeastern Nebraska, but no rainfall in Omaha, at least in the last 24 hours. We'll take you into the next several hours through the rest of today, as storms will bring some locally higher amounts of rain, mostly across North Dakota, but another area that could see some storminess back into Illinois and Indiana. Around Fargo, and some new thunderstorms popping up now across South Dakota. We'll track some storms here through the afternoon. Future radar not showing a whole lot of coverage. Likely there will be a little bit more, especially across the high plains, but storms will even move through. There they go as we head into tonight. Some cooler temperatures back. Slowing us down, cities like Dallas, I should say, this morning. You've had the minor delays continuing for you. Houston, it's about the afternoon with a couple of those spotty thunderstorms. Atlanta, probably more of an afternoon setup for major delays likely here.